agriculture. Tonight, we begin from the State House, where issues relating to ecology and development dominated discussions as President Muhammadu Buhari granted audience to the governor of Kwara State, Abdulrazaq. State House correspondent Adamu Sambu reports that the president also received Governor Abdullahi Umar Ganduje of Kano State.
The weekend we had huge rainstorm that destroyed about 5,000 houses in the state capital.
Governor Abdulrahman Abdulrazaq told President Muhammadu Buhari that there was also huge flooding in Kwara North and the banks of River Niger, as a result of which nearly 15,000 people were displaced and thousands of hectares of farmlands submerged. Kwara State, he said, needs urgent federal government intervention.
We were expecting bumper harvest this season, especially with the federal government's intervention in the agricultural sector. But unfortunately, we are going to lose this harvest, and we hope we'll be able to gain ground. We also thank the federal government that they gave us a 10,000 hectare irrigation scheme to boost our dry season farming. That project is on course now. Already NEMA is on ground in Kwara, taking data. So we believe the circle will be shorter this time.
He enumerated blankets, buckets, food, building materials, as well as agricultural inputs as things urgently needed to help the people recover.
We're talking about anywhere between 5 to 10 billion naira in losses.
He said the Kwara State government has started doing the little it can under the prevailing situation by distributing palliatives to those in need. Governor Abdullahi Umar Ganduje of Kano State also came calling on a mission to say thank you to President Muhammadu Buhari for supporting Nigeria's Center of Commerce in battling the COVID-19 pandemic.
I have to thank Mr. President for assisting Kano State to the 5 billion naira, and that has assisted the state. We opened 5 testing centers which are functional. The curve is now flattened. We carry out testing maximally, but at the same time, the positivity ratio is very low. So it's dying down almost on daily basis.
Governor Ganduje also briefed the president on his efforts at achieving and maintaining the desired peace enterprise across Kano State.
Kano is calm, is relatively peaceful, and Kano is one of the most peaceful states in the country as of today.
He said apart from constituting a joint task force on security, his administration also constructed what he called security dormitories on major roads to promptly respond to emergencies. A military training ground and Ruga settlement within Falgore Forest were also established, so also community policing as well as interreligious and inter-ethnic committees as part of efforts to maintain peace, harmony and security. From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
And still in the State House, the National Food Security Council is reassuring Nigerians that the nation will not experience any food crisis in spite of the devastating impact of the recent flooding in parts of the country on agriculture. Vice Chairman of the Council and Governor of Kebbi State, Abubakar Atiku Bagudu, gave the assurance while briefing newsmen after the 5th technical meeting of the Council members in the State House, where Adamu Sambu again reports.
Meeting presided over by the Chief of Staff to the President, Professor Ibrahim Gambari, was convened to critically analyze available information and data on Nigeria's food situation and what needs to be done urgently towards responding to the threat posed by the recent flooding in parts of the country on agriculture. Consequently, NEMA, Banks of Agriculture and Industry, NISAL, and Nexim Bank, who have important roles to play in the nation's drive towards achieving food security, were invited for briefing. This is part of efforts towards creating synergy and collaboration needed to unlock the desired funding for the agricultural sector. The meeting also looked at how the federal government responded to the 2018 flood disaster as a model for possible adoption in response to the prevailing situation.
Is there going to be a food crisis? No. By God's grace, there will be none. The flooding is devastating. But Mr. President has been working, as you can evidently see from last week to today, we are having another meeting, because that's what bothers Mr. President more than anything else. How does he deliver to Nigerians? And since last week and earlier, the challenge has been come up with how we can intervene so that farmers, fishermen, and those in the animal husbandry can resume economic activity as quickly as possible.
On the issue of prices of crops, even in Abuja, you will not see the price drop immediately. Prices started dropping at the local markets. Those that have existing stock will not lose money and drop the price for you. They will wait until they exhaust the stock or there is a lot of this produce in the market. Then they will be forced to drop the prices. So the crop have started coming up, getting cheaper and being transported. It takes time, depending on how fast the traders are bringing the cheaper stock into the market.
The roadmap and recommendations from the meeting will be forwarded to President Muhammadu Buhari for consideration. On his part, Governor Simon Lalong of Plateau State gives an update on the battle against the COVID-19 pandemic in his state.
We have not had any death. And then drastic reduction in even people that are supposed to be taken to isolation centers. We are able to address that by identifying areas where we see concentration of the disease and also control the spread.
Governor Lalong said the more testing, the better for Nigeria as it strives towards controlling and containing the global pandemic. From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.